If only. Well, we're joined now by Dr. Sreeram Chaulia, Professor and Dean of Jindal School of International Affairs. Thanks for joining us here this morning. Hi there. So, John Bolton's tweeted then about the Iranian tanker entering a Syrian port. If it is confirmed, how serious is this?
Well, you know, the U.S. hawkish establishment led by John Bolton have actually become the major problem in trying to resolve this crisis, Kevin, because remember, you know, President Trump has authorized Rand Paul, one of the Republican senators, to open a back channel, negotiation with the Iranians. And Trump, in fact, recently said that, Iran needs, some kind of urgent sanctions relief. And on the other hand, Bolton and to some extent Pompeo and the Pentagon is very keen to keep the pressure, maximum pressure, so-called, on Iran using all means. You've just mentioned bribery, you mentioned blackmail, open threats, and then also trying to coerce U.S. allies to comply with it. But Britain did not comply. Britain released the ship that they had originally taken from the Iranians. So the fact is that the Europeans are still trying to stake out an independent position, but the U.S. establishment is hell-bent on this anti-Iran campaign, and for obvious reasons, because they want permanent military presence in the Middle East and around the region for power projection. And by creating Iran, the bogey of Iran, as a major threat, I mean, what does this ship have to do with terror activities? John Bolton is saying that we are determined to stop terror activities. How is the ship headed to Syria with oil on it going to be involved in terrorist activities? So this is the kind of illogical, hardline mentality that the hawks in the U.S. have, and that, I'm afraid, is going to, neutralize any attempts to find a peaceful resolution.
Yeah, and there's another school of thought that maybe John Bolton could potentially be mistaken here. There are reports that another Iranian tanker, the Sylvia 1, brought oil to Syria on Friday. Is there any chance that John Bolton and his advisors could have mistaken the identity of the two vessels or not?
It's quite possible, but for these guys, there is no rational or objective reality. I mean, for most of them, it's about using any pretext to try and squeeze Iran and to also maintain their permanent military presence in the Persian Gulf and beyond. This is also linked to the domestic politics in the U.S. A lot of them told the Israeli line that whatever Iran does is bad and is destabilizing. So I think this is actually, as I said, going backwards, because if you look at the facts, shipping of oil tanker has nothing to do with terrorism, first of all, and secondly, wherever
the line was it's broken economic sanctions, wasn't it, initially?
Yeah, well, there were supposedly EU sanctions, but the British decided that it's okay to return it. So the point is, Britain is still a member of the EU until Brexit happens. So it is also wrong. It is also thinking in terms of the EU regulations. So it is not in the US.
Doctor, we're just losing the line to you there. Sreeram Chaulia, Professor and Dean of Jindal School of International Affairs. We'll let you get on with your Saturday. Thanks for coming on there. We'll follow this story closely, of course. And thanks for contributing to the show this morning. Now, let's try